Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ghost from GhostszMusic.com, an indie developer helping indie developers create better indie games. Today we're talking about game engines better suited for beginner developers. If you're starting to get into game development and you just don't know where you should be looking or spending your time on creating games or just trying to see what engines fit best for you, I'm just going to break down some of the few game engines that may work perfectly for what you're trying to create. So the first one on the list is one game engine that a lot of people have been using. It's one of the best 2D engines that you could possibly find, especially from experience of using it over the last 2 to 3 years. Everybody knows my co-host of the Coding Bits podcast, Jaden. He actually is using it for a game that he's been working on for a while. I'm gonna stay quiet on that. I don't know if he wants me to reveal it or not. However, the game is completely done in GameMaker. GameMaker is one of the best game engines, especially for beginning developers, because you can drag and drop to create a very basic rudimentary game. However, if you do want to go a little more in depth and create a better control and better feel, or just bigger and better ideas in game development, you can always script it. The game language that it does use is GML, which is GameMaker Language. It is I would best describe it as a Python or a JavaScript sort of language. It's very beginner friendly. If you know basics of coding languages, especially in those two frameworks, it'd be a lot easier for you to get to figure it out. However, there are some great YouTube tutorials that explain and go into depth of how to actually code in there. And do 3D, but it is very basic. Something your best thing if you actually want to go 3D. I believe that there is somebody out there that did write a script that you can make a full 3D game. However, it's still not the best in the 3D realm. Okay, so the next game engine that we're going to be talking about is one of the best game engines that you could possibly create on. Unity3d, which everybody calls it that. However, it does create 3D and 2D games. You basically have as much control as possible in it because you can script everything. And if you guys didn't know, I am creating a game inside of Unity. I use it on a daily basis. I've used it for the last 4 years as I create a game. It has been used to create Temple Run and a lot of other games, especially Ubisoft uses it in almost every single Assassin's Creed title. Unity itself has just dominated the market. These two engines, as I recommended, are the two best engines from personal experience that you should be using or trying to get familiar with in order to create games. However, there are tons and tons and tons of game engines floating around the internet that you may want to take a look at. There are some people that create open source ones. There are thousands. There's RPG Maker. There's what is it? Kodo2D, I think that's what the name of it is. I'm not 100% sure. There are thousands of frameworks that you could be using and stuff like that. But from personal experience, I do recommend GameMaker, especially for very beginning game developers that just don't know programming languages. And Unity for people that want to begin creating games. They know the basics of programming and they just want to get their toes wet. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.